BCs right out of the gates. There are 2 start puts out there for Flash. So, yeah, science facility is somewhere. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Physics lab on the opposite side is also both players. So, kind of a stalemate on the ground right now, and they haven't really done any sort of dropship play, so they're going to rush straight to BCs. And I'm actually pretty stoked about this. It's generally the dropship Goliath tank play all over the map that gets a little bit boring. It's very much a positioning battle, but because both players have gone mostly vulture tank, they're kind of in the stalemate. They really don't really know where to move around, so both are just going to tech up to BCs. MVP has meanwhile picked up a overhead position. He's kind of set himself in a slightly stronger position now, more ground forces between his inside 6 and the lower left-hand position. Has some Wraiths around there to act as spotters and pick off any dropships to try to come in close. Wraith's going to try to come in closer for Flash between close to that inside 6 o'clock position, try to pick off some, but MVP has more than enough forces to come in at the back and do the damage that he needs to do. So both players have significantly decent defendable positions. Well, I think MVP is a base over Flash at this point. Well, let's see, Flash is the, yeah, definitely. MVP are going to go in and try to do some damage in the inside 3 o'clock position. 9 o'clock position, I'm sorry. Also has his tanks sieging up from the low ground, clearing up a lot of those tanks in the high ground, doing a pretty decent job using eBay scans as spotters. Still a bunch of tanks there at the upside, though, so not quite sure what MVP is going to be able to push. He does force the flow out of the command, so that's already a little bit of an advantage right there. Still don't see any battle cruisers. Okay, there we go. A couple battle cruisers being fielded. So I'm wondering whether actually MVP has been focusing his upgrades on his aerial fleet. But no, he hasn't, actually. Looking at it. And Flash, meanwhile, has. MVP, rule of thumb, battle cruisers are crap unless they're upgraded. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, Flash Move is just going to clear up this entire position just with this. Wraith's trying to come in for MVP, but as soon as his camps comes off, the Wraith's just not meant to do it. Quite a few more battle cruisers out there for MVP, at least 1 or 2 more, I think. But no upgrades, really not going to help him out. BCs need upgrades, they need weapons upgrades, and they need armor upgrades. And a battle cruiser is like an Ultralisk in that case, really. He's at its best when he's fully upgraded. MVP does have a larger battle cruiser camp, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to utilize this. Probably is. Meanwhile, going to just go for this upper right-hand position, going to clear up that entire tank number. Nothing on the ground to defend. Just kablamo. Kablamo! Tank's still fairly strong in a large number. Might still go in this despite these turrets. There are a few turrets out there, but the turrets are going to go down pretty quickly from his battle cruisers. MVP also going to move it just across the ground, go in there, clean this up. Has to be careful of those mines. Flash apparently thinking of flying up to the upper right end, but of course battle cruisers are immensely slow. Takes him a long time to do any sort of anything. MVP actually not going to move across. There are some more turrets and tanks up there waiting for him. Does have his tanks on siege and still not mining at this 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. I'm actually surprised. Well, he doesn't have any ACVs mining at 3 o'clock. I don't think he's actually saw any ACVs milling in and out. That's interesting. Still don't think he has any upgrades. And Flash has upgrade advantage on the ground. Physics lab. Yamato gun is on the way. Oh, just as I say, the commentator goes, Yamato. Sorry, I don't speak Korean. I apologize. Flash already has armor upgrades on his battle cruiser. He does have 2 armies, so he's going to be focusing on that like crazy. Oh, okay, just as I speak like this. Just as I speak of this, MVP has his own weapons and armor upgrades, both kicking in almost pretty much at exactly the same time. Still don't think he has any upgrades on the ground, but I think that's kind of part of the plan. Some science vessels out there as well. For Flash, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be some for some dematrixing, or might even just be for EMP to make sure there are no Yamato guns out there. Of course, EMP takes out null energy from spellcatchers, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure it counts for battle cruisers as well. So, actually, completely neutralizing Yamato guns could be actually a pretty nice move. Finally see that physics lab start blinking, so might be seeing some action coming up. Flash gonna come in here with science supporters. Oh, Yamato gun gonna come. Oh, several Yamato guns. Several Yamato shots gonna come in here from MVP as he goes and clear that up. Meanwhile, still not managing to mine properly at this 3 o'clock position because Flash has that little cute little tank line in there to start sieging against that. Meanwhile, MP has scanned the position. We're going to see what he actually tries to move in close with this. Is he going to try to Yamato gun those tanks? Oh, okay, we're just going to go into straight fire. There are Goliaths in position, though, so he has to be very careful. Also going to take some Yamato gun shots. Going to try to catch with the Yamato gun against the Science Hustle. Nice. Knows that he wants to make sure to neutralize that. Has his own science Hustle in there, but of course it's very wary. Flash losing a dropship in there right across the middle. But you have to be, of course, both players have to be very careful of making sure to try to neutralize the other player's. Wow, God, the other player's Science Missiles. EMP, I think, just not being upgraded there by Flash at the 12 o'clock, so I'm not quite sure if either player has EMP yet. So the Science Missiles are going to lead some more Yamato guns. More Yamato gun trading up Kablamo. So just commands are just firing off against each other, and Flash still managing, not sieging up at that position though. He's actually unsieged all of his tanks just to so he can kind of move them away if necessary. Has some SVs coming in there as well, and still some SVs actually going to come in here, going to apparently absorb some shots. I mean, SVs engaging SVs. I'm wondering what the hell's going on here. And he's just running around, not doing much of anything, just trying to come in close, maybe just act as spotters, and not much else, I think. Some forces dying. So this actually game confuses me a little bit. A lot of battle cruisers out there though for both players, and not really that much damage on either side. Flash still a base under, even though MVP hasn't been mining much from that 3 o'clock. His upgrades ahead though, so MVP wants to make sure that he gets all of his upgrades going like crazy before he wants to engage that. Wants to keep it at the back. Let's continue adding in starports, continue producing battle cruisers. Let's see, MVP's looking mining very little at that inside 6 actually, but it has the double gas. The lower left hand has that lower inside 6 has mining at his 4 o'clock, and I think he's fully mining again at 3 o'clock. So that's 3 definitely fully mined base, and the inside 6 which is not mining much at all, just very little. Flash meanwhile also has that little mineral patch at the 1:30, 12 o'clock that he's mining very little for him. Meanwhile, still has the 12 o'clock position mining for him at the upper right hand and the inside 9. So both players kinda the same on bases, really. We're going to be seeing the first person view of good old Flash, still just milling around trying to pick off that pesky. Almost getting his pesky sciences picked off. He's just trying to scan off, making sure that he knows exactly at all times what MVP's going. Yeah, making sure he has positions that he knows what's going on. I think it's just some of those are mines. I think that are just stayed there throughout the game that just haven't been contested. So it might be that's part of those spotters still getting some of his tanks and Yamato guns, so he has to be very careful to keep absolutely control of everything. I was actually gonna, before I started commentating this game, I was actually gonna start off by commentating the first setup between Jaerong versus Midas, but my video was corrupted, so I was like, I could play it, but the video is corrupted, so I couldn't actually use it. So I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna comment on the game, which I won't be able to render instantly. So, and that pissed me off. But many things in life piss me off. It's too late for me to think of a list, but once I think of a gigantic list of crap that pisses me off, I'll make sure to share it with you guys, because it's what I do. I live to entertain. So MP is still keeping up with the upgrades. Flash a little bit ahead on all the upgrades on the BCs, and I'm still expecting just one massive, huge-ass battle, because one of these days, these guys just won't have bases to defend. Still think MP has a slightly larger fleet in the air, but still, damn. Flash, not at all sloppy either. Gee, God, look at that. Look at all those battle cruisers. Whoa. Wow. Hot diggly damn with the sausage. So both players, yeah, very heavily focusing on the gas as well, of course, to be able to keep up this massive production. I'm not actually even sure whether they're producing ground forces at all at this point, because they're just their tanks are just kind of sitting in place like I'm bored. Flash with weapons 3 at this point. That's all this has been I'm delegated to at this point, just telling you guys who has the upgrades, and don't really know who has the better position. I mean, MVP has a little bit more presence across the map up to the north side, so he could theoretically try to neutralize that upper right hand, and he would have an easier time of it than Flash would of lower left hand. So he's kind of defensive, in a kind of a defensive posture, bunch of turrets. MVP also gonna have a lot of that. Oh, gonna MVP. Oh dear lordy, that was horrible. Oh, MVP. I think he got most, if not all, of his battle cruisers EMP'd. I think this just might be the opening of the Flash. He's gonna